Sure that was on there. Okay, we're good. We're good. Are we live? Yeah, we're live. We're live. What's going on? What's happening, my people? Welcome back to another great week of Twisted Transition. So I see we already got some people in the chat. Just want to let you know a couple of things, just as a heads up. I've got a hurricane heading my way. And they say that my internet and my power could possibly go out. I've already been getting notifications that the power could go out. So if the show is cut for any reason, thank you for coming. But I'm just giving you a warning that I do have really bad weather happening right now. I'm hoping that it'll just kind of pass over here while I'm on here for the next hour. And then I'll just kind of deal with it after that. But if you are in the southern states of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina, and a little bit of North Carolina, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is hurricane season is upon us, and we've got a pretty bad tropical storm heading right for us. So I just hope everybody is safe and everybody is in good spirits right now, and that it doesn't harm us too much. I have put a poll in the chat, so you guys make sure you take part in that. I just like to get, a little bit of interaction from you guys out there, as well as my man G Kenny is in the chat as well, directing you guys hopefully to hit that thumbs up button. So please hit the thumbs up button. I just want to make sure that you are enjoying the content, and that's the best way to let me know that you are enjoying the content. So in case you haven't noticed, I put out a piece of content every day this week. And tomorrow will be my biggest piece of content that, I've already got it uploaded. I'm just trying to work around a couple of things, but I tried to just put a piece of content on every day this week just to see what would happen. But you guys did great. I mean, I did get some blowback from some people on some of the topics, but that's to be expected. Especially that photographer or videographer light thing. Oh man, I definitely got some blowback from that. That just came out today. But I've been getting some comments. I guess that was a sensitive subject to talk about, I'm assuming. So I digress. If I hurt your feelings, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. All right. Let's check in the chat and say what's up to everybody here before we get into topics. I've only got a few topics for you tonight, and they're not formal topics. I just want to talk to you about them a little bit. And then we got a surefire Q&A that we're going to happen tonight. So just make sure that if you want to ask a question, once we get to the Q&A portion, that you just put a hashtag ask, and then we'll go ahead and get to answering some of those. So we've got DJ Matt 121. What's up? What's happening? DJ I am Chase. What's good? Kevin Sounds always in the building. Appreciate you. Freddie After Dark. What's happening? Appreciate you coming through, my guy. DJ Chris Sinzo. What is going on? Appreciate you guys. Man, I tell you what, every week I have to change the size of these comments on here because I don't know why it doesn't stay. Like, if you don't put the whole thing, why does it stay like that? Like, if it just stayed low like that. Jesus. All right, Romeo Great in the building. What's good? What's good? DJ J Torture. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Of course, the homie G Kenny in the building. What's good? Wayne DJ Island boy. What's good? Man, we got some folks and stuff in the building today. G Kenny. Oh my God, Solstice is in the building. You know, Solstice was a little bummed last week that he didn't make it to the show, but he did watch the repeat. So appreciate you, Solstice. Appreciate you coming back through. Always being a pleasant part. I've got some great topics that maybe I'm sure you're gonna. I don't even have to say maybe. I'm sure you're gonna chime in on. Wickman, what's good? What's good? From the poll. Yeah, I didn't put that. They only gave me 4 choices, so I gave you the 4 most generic choices that I can give you. Right now, hip hop is in the lead for 36%. I guess out of those choices, everybody would pick probably hip hop. Let's see. Wickman is good. Is good. Would have been here on time, but just got my Danny Max booth, so I've been extra giddy. Oh, new equipment in the building. Man, you have to send me that, Wickman. I have to have you send that to me on IG, and we'll get it up here on the show for you. If you'd like to showcase that so we can see what you're working with, my guy. I feel the view counts would be higher if they weren't just highlights from the show. Oh. I'm not really looking for views on the little clips and stuff like that. So since I put those out there so that if you put that in as a topic, at least my video will be considered in that. So I don't put those out for really views. Just so you don't have to look at the whole stream over again. You get the breakdown. So that's really why that goes out like that. Look at Kevin Sounds missing classic rock. Guys, it only gives me 4 choices. I mean, what else was I going to pick? I mean, I probably could have changed R&B because most of my audience doesn't mix R&B. So maybe I could have changed it to something else, but I did put in EDM. I could have put country there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. Oh, wow. DJs are sensitive. When did they start? Had to be recent, not DJs back in the day. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Here we go. Oh, I just got another storm alert. Magic Mike in the building. What's good? What's good? The homie Magic Mike. Man, we have been 2 busy guys, haven't we, Mike? Me and Mike have been talking a good bit here lately. He and I have really been working on our lighting setup, and he has Sound Switch. He has just recently jumped into Sound Switch, and he has figured it out, and it inspired me to dig in deeper to the Wolf Mix, and I have figured out some new stuff, and the fall season is about to go crazy once we show you what we got going on and stuff here, man. So shouts out to the homie DJ Mike for that. James King, what's good? What's good, man? Appreciate you coming through, bro. Ben Williams, what's good? What's good? Is that everybody? Fresh Family DJs. Oh, appreciate you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I've got one more to come out tomorrow, and we will have done the whole week of nothing but content. So I like to put out some of the content and stuff during the course of the week sometimes, but here we go. So let's talk about a few things here. And before we get into this Q&A, don't forget Q&A will be, after we talk about a couple of topics. Just make sure you put hashtag ask in the chat, and we'll try to get to all those questions here. All right, let me shrink myself down here just a little bit. So Saturday, we had a wedding. We were back to Saturday weddings, and it was green. It was green. Man, it was green. There was so much green everywhere. If you'll see here, the groomsmen on here, they all had on green suits, green tuxes, and inside, which I'm about to show you in just a few, had a lot of greenery inside. It almost felt like we were in the forest a little bit. But as you can see here, the bride was expecting like 175 people. And I think she only got about 75 in this one. I mean, as you can see here, there's a good bit of chairs and stuff that are empty on here. If I move myself down a little bit, I was actually right over in this corner with, my ceremony set up. But yeah, you could see up front that there was some chairs missing right up here. You can see by the little guy there, there's a whole row of chairs that are empty. So, I mean, we worked with what we had. One thing I did not do, I was not able to capture any video as far as from my phone with this one, but I did capture content from it. I did a hell of a job mixing the stuff that they wanted mixed in, and they said I went above and beyond. So I was happy with that, to say the least, but that is the ceremony setup. Then we went inside for the reception, and as you can see here, there's a lot of greenery. I mean, there's a lot of greenery. There's green everywhere. There's a hedge wall behind me. There's green hanging from the ceiling. The bar over here has some green stuff, and then the plants that were on the table were like this stuff that sheds on your pants. I don't even know what that's called, but it sheds on your pants. And that was quite frustrating because every time you don't see it on here because right above me here, when the ceremony was over, they put some of those right in front of my DJ booth, which was, do you guys allow them to put plants and stuff by your DJ setup? Let me know in the chat if you guys do that. Because I don't mind it. It doesn't hurt anybody. But yeah, they usually put plants and stuff down right in front of my DJ setup. Kind of makes me blend in a little bit more, I guess. I don't know. A couple of things that were different at this venue, though, that were weird. I don't even know how to take it. I don't know if I liked it. I don't know. I really don't know. Like at this venue, as you can see, the floor that's right here, usually there is a black floor. It's already built into the venue. Nobody has really ever brought a dance floor into this venue. But I guess she didn't like the black floor to go along with the decor of the venue. So she actually, rented a dance floor. Remember what we talked about renting dance floors? You guys said that wouldn't be lucrative. Look at this. Renting the dance floor. She rented one. And I'm usually straight across from this. Like I'm usually looking at this because right behind me, that open area that's right behind me, that's the bathroom. Yeah, that's the bathroom. Wasn't a fan of being right in front of the bathroom, especially with all my setup kind of in the open behind me. So everybody had to literally walk behind my setup to get to the bathroom. And of course, everybody had to use the bathroom that night. So I was not happy about that, but I made just do because they still had me center floor. The reason they couldn't put me where I'm normally at is because they had a whole head table up there. So that was different. At that venue, usually it's reversed, but not on this Saturday. But they had a good time, and I really appreciate them having me out. Oh, Wayne DJ with the $5 gift. I appreciate that. Yeah, if y'all want to send me a super chat and stuff, man, just let me, just go ahead and drop it in right there, man. I really appreciate that. Y'all don't have to do it, but if you're willing to do it, I'll take it. I mean, that's like buying me a little Happy Meal or something. No, Happy Meal's like $8 now, man. All right, so where was I? Oh yeah. So yeah, this was pretty much the setup and everything here. You see I've got the Maui 44 G2s. I've got the 5-panel facade. And I've got the 2 shed wash movers up there. Now, I had an idea that I thought about with Mike. And I think what I want to do is, I don't know, you guys tell me in the chat. I think I want to add 2 more sheds wash movers to this setup, put them on gravity stands, and put them on the outside of the speakers. but it's not going to be for every single setup. It's only, I really only want to bring it there as like an addition if I wanted to do a big setup. Like, of course, I have to know the venue, but there are certain venues that I really think that if I added that to it with what I've done with the Wolf Mix, I think I could really add a great element of lighting for them, for any customer. And I was thinking about putting them right on the outside of each speaker. Let me know in the chat what you guys think that would look like, or do you like the whole simple look where it's, you know, behind the facade, it's not in anybody's way, it's up in the air and it just looks clean? If you like it like that, let me know. Just let me know, add or keep it the same way. All right. Let's talk about a couple things here, because I mean that's pretty much it from that. Let's see here. Here we go. So you can see I was getting my 90s on here. I just put out the R&B and dance mix. It is up on Mixcloud. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. It's not like the slow R&B. It's like the dancey R&B, kind of the 90s, 2000s R&B set. But this is the one that I did on Twitch for 2 hours. I literally was DJing for 2 hours straight, just right on Twitch. And I just wanted to get that on Mixcloud because I know that would be a good mix for people to use in certain situations. I highly recommend you to take a listen to it, not because I'm the one that curated it, but I don't think I've ever DJ'd for nobody for 2 hours. Does that make sense? I've never DJ'd and nobody be in the room for 2 hours. Ever. So check that out. It's on Mixcloud. Link should be, I don't know if there's a link in the description, but to get there, I should tell you, but it's mixcloud.com and just type in DJ JayBook and you'll see, but I should have that on there for you. Okay. So just a couple things I wanted to talk about that I took notes from here. And I just wanted you guys, I wanted to ask you guys so that you can interact in the chat. Okay. So this is not something that you have to come back and do. This is not a segment thing here. So I wanted to talk about time management. And that was one of the things. So time management in the sense of when the couple has, you know, a planner, or they've planned out the time frame, and usually weddings here in South Carolina. Now, again, this is in South Carolina, and I'll tell you the order that everything goes in. Here in South Carolina, weddings are usually about 5 hours. Usually it's a 5 to 10, it's a 4 to 9, it's a 6 to 11, one of those deals, okay? That includes ceremony. So the way that it runs here in Columbia, South Carolina, or in most areas in South Carolina, is you do the ceremony first, and it's usually about 15, 20 minutes. Then you go to cocktail hour for an hour. Then you go to introductions. Then you go to formal dances, all of them. You know, first dance, father, daughter, mother, son. Then you go to a welcome and a blessing. Then it's dinner. Then it's cake cutting. Then it's dancing. Then it's leave. And if garter bouquet is in there somewhere, you can sprinkle that in about an hour before that. That's how the normal phase of each thing goes. Now, if you have a 5-hour event, I just want to break down how this works. And you guys tell me if you guys have this amount of time here. So let's say it's from 5 to 10. Ceremony's at 5. It takes 20 minutes. An hour for cocktail hour, that's now an hour and 20 minutes. Now we're at 6:20. Let's just say 6:30 for shits and giggles. Okay, we're at 6:30 now. Event over at 10. Formal dances and welcome usually lasts about 15 minutes, maybe a little bit less, but we're just going to say 15 minutes. That's now an hour and 45 minutes. That's now 6:45. Dinner usually starts right about that time. So let's just give it an hour. Let's just say that's now 7:45 for dinner. And it usually goes for a full hour. It's never, I don't think it's ever been shorter than that, unless they have let people eat dinner during cocktail, which I highly recommend that you advise your clients to do. If while cocktail hour is happening, they can eat dinner, this will not be a problem. Anyway, so now we're at 6:45, 7:45 at the end of dinner. Cake cutting and toast, 15 minutes. Let's just go ahead and say now we're at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock is dance time, 2 hours. Now, that's only if they stay on schedule. If anything is off, if the photographer takes longer, if they've got to be pulled away to do this, if the efficient goes longer, for whatever reason, that all dips into that 8 to 10 time frame. So, in my opinion, and this is my humble opinion, are we hustling these customers? Is this a hustle? I mean, if you think about it, we are literally playing danceable music for 2 hours. And whatever you've asked to charge, you're being paid for that. 2 hours. And that's if they stay on schedule. Lately, it has been like an hour and a half that I've only had time to play. And I don't know about you guys, but it doesn't give me enough time to get into a groove. I feel like everything is rushed. If I've only got an hour and a half to play for you, I can't even dive into sections and play enough music to cover those sections. That's why I'm always a little bit worried on this time frame thing. I'm always a little bit worried how they have it lined out, because I feel like, not that we're getting over on, what's that noise? Oh, there's a noise coming from out there. I don't feel like we're getting over on them, but I just feel like there's not enough time to create a dance floor and get one that is like, you take them on a ride. I don't feel like an hour and a half is enough. I feel like I need a solid 2.5 hours. I need 2.5 hours, and I can make you feel like this is the best event you've ever been to. If you give me a solid 2.5, but an hour and a half, man, I'm barely even scratching the surface. Barely. And that's what happened this past weekend. Like, I had to kind of dive in, and I didn't get to do a lot of oldies type music and stuff first to kind of get a little bit of the crowd going in a different manner. And, I kind of had to dive into like the 2000s, like immediately. And then we were in 2000s for, a hot minute. And then at the very end, I had drunk uncles and some drunk guests and all asked me for shagging music. Shagging music is big here in South Carolina. But asked me for that stuff at the end. And I'm just like, man, if I had enough time, I would have played that at the beginning when you were sober, when you could have danced. But I don't know. It's always weird to me how these couples utilize their time. And like this bride that's coming up weekend, she definitely, she knew how to play the game. She definitely knew. This wedding this weekend is from 5 to 11. And she knew that all that time to do all that other stuff, she was going to need time on the back end. So she asked the venue what's the latest that she can have me there. And they told her, everybody needs to be gone by 12. So you probably need to have him shut off the music at 11. And so she was like, bet. And now I'm probably going to have 2.5 hours with this couple this coming up weekend. And it will make all the difference with how I play the music. Because the music that she has given me, she wants, when that 11 o'clock hit, when that 10 o'clock, 10:15 time happens, she wants to go all in. That's going to bring me to my next topic. But you guys let me know, in the chat and stuff here. Do you guys have an issue with time management, or are you just kind of like, well, it's your time, it's your dime. If I only got an hour to play, I mean, doesn't that just feel like don't you just feel like a little empty when you only got like an hour to play, and it's like, man, I only got an hour. Like I'm out of here. I mean, you see how fast an hour goes here. We're halfway in the show right now. Literally, we're halfway in the show. So like 30 minutes is already gone. So let me know in the chat if you agree with the time management portion and you wish that they would do a better job of it, or do you not care and you're just like, hey, they paying me for this. This is what it is. Because I can see both sides of it. There's been some days where I'm just like exhausted. I'm like, oh, thank God they're leaving early. Yeah, I've been like that. But I've also been like super hyped for an event, and we get down to it and I've only got an hour to play. And I'm like, well, this sucks. I feel like I put all this up for an hour. Even though we've been playing music before during dinner and cocktail hour and stuff, that doesn't really count. That doesn't count. I'm talking about like really honing in your DJ skills, like using that during that. So let me know in the chat. Let's see what the chat has to say here. Let me get some advice from you guys and make sure that I'm not the only person that feels like that. Let's see here. All right, DJ I Am Chase. A bride I did recently went straight from intro to cake cutting. It was different, but I liked it. That's different. I do have some speeded up brides too. I have speeded up brides where they're just like, I want to get everything out of the way. But a lot of these brides are scared that if they get everything out of the way, the older crowd's going to leave. Well, isn't that kind of the idea? I mean, because you want to have like this party. Isn't that kind of the idea if they do leave? Or are you keeping them there for a certain reason? I mean, they literally have seen the ceremony. They have enjoyed cocktail hour. They've seen you introduce. They saw you do formal dance, cake cutting, and saw your toast. What else you want them to see? I'm confused. What else do they need to see? What am I missing here? Yeah, I definitely agree here too. We definitely provide much more than music. I agree. Definitely rushed on our end. Yeah. I think a 3-hour set will be perfect and well deserved. I agree. I agree. Close to a 3-hour set. I've done 3 hours and it's been dry. I'm not going to lie. Those are the ones that drag on. But I think a 3-hour set would be good. I think that would make sense. 2.5 is more ideal, but I can understand why you would say 3. Romeo Gray says, not a hustle because it's a package and their time management of the ceremony. I mean, it is. It is. But have you ever gotten to the end of the night and just been like, dang, I set all this up and I'm only going to have an hour to play music. I mean, that's how I felt this weekend. So I wanted to ask you guys, you get paid for setup and breakdown and damages. Well, I mean, you kind of feel like you get paid, so you just suck it up. So I get it. Yes, at least give me 2 hours. Okay, so I'm not the only one that feels like that. DJ Cruiser, in the UK, the dancer usually takes place from around 7 or 8 until about 11 to 12. Wow, that's a 4-hour set. Now that to me is too long. Now we're starting to tap in to college and club stuff where you have to play for that long. When I used to do college events, they would be like 4 and 5 hours. That's a long dance set. That's a long time to keep people entertained, right? James King, my wedding in 2 weeks is from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. Jesus, that's a New Year's event. And it's just reception. Wow. The ceremony is in a different venue. I feel like I am going to be DJing the dance for 4 hours. That's nuts. I think I would be mad. I would definitely be mad if that was the case. Because that's hard to cater to everybody for that amount of time. Like, for real. Daniel Rodriguez, I like the 5 or 5.5 hours because we do so much before the time starts. That's correct. I mean, if you guys are like me and you get to your events super early, it's technically an all day affair. It technically is, but that's not the part I'm looking at. I'm looking at the back end. I'm looking at, okay, so I'm there super early, set all this up, make it all look great. And I especially wanted to look great on the dance floor for an hour. Because nobody really sees your lights and stuff moving and all your hard work and all that stuff. They don't see it moving until the dance floor opens. So I'm just like, hey, can we get a little bit more time than that anyway? Oh, DJ Chris Senzo with the super chat, man. Hey, man, I appreciate that for the Happy Meal. I appreciate that, man. You don't have to do that, man, but I really appreciate that. Yeah, Happy Meal. I haven't had one of those in quite some time, but I will now. By the way, hip hop is leading in the spinning category. What a shocker there. Let's see. Nick Hughes, what's going on, my guy? Just got off a final planning meeting with the couple. Intros start at 7, and we will end at 11 with a plated dinner and all the dances, including garter and bouquet and table dash photo. Wow, that's going to be no time for you. You may play for an hour and a half max. But more than likely an hour. And that's the ones right there that I'm talking about. That's the ones that confuse me. G. Kenny says, I need at least 2 hours. Eric Morado, what's going on, man? I need to bring you to a Mexican wedding. I'm talking about 3 to 4 hours dance sets. Wow. Yeah, you're going to have to take me. That's a lane that I definitely want to experience, because I've heard not horror stories, but I have definitely heard that Latin weddings go for Mexican weddings go for quite some time. So that would be interesting to see what one of those look like and see what the DJ does all that time, and to understand and know the music that's played, because I know my Latin and my Mexican section definitely needs some work. I've been doing a few 6-hour sets lately. Oh, okay. That's what's up. I think 6 hours is too long, but yeah, they be asking for it. That's crazy. Okay, so a good bit of you guys kind of think like how I do. Some of you guys say, hey, you've been paid for it. I get it. I just wanted to see what you guys thought of. Do you guys think like how I do? Because I did feel that at the end of the night. And, I'm taking down the stuff. I'm like, man, I put all this stuff up here for 1 hour. Now, okay. So this next part, and then we're going to get into Q&A. So get your questions and stuff ready. But I have one more question for you. Now, this took place 2 weeks ago. When it gets to a certain point in the night and the couple or the bride or maybe even some guest, they come up to you and they say this, and all of us go through this, okay? They say, hey, could you play some music that I can shake my ass to? That's universal. They always say, can you play something I can shake my ass to? What are you guys playing? Are you guys playing current music during that time? Are you guys playing 2000s music? What if the bride or the couple has asked you to play they love and want to stay in early 2000s, maybe 2010, and they say, and then they come up to you later and say, hey, I want you to play something I can shake my ass to. Are you going to play current music? Are you going to play anything since 2020, since 2015 and up? Or are you going to stay right in that Little John and T-Pain and are you not playing Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj? Are you not playing those? Are you going back and playing the crunk music, the crunk time period? I mean, what are you playing? What are you playing? The reason I ask this is because I don't want to ever feel like when somebody asks me that I play the wrong music. And when I say the wrong music, I don't mean like I'm not playing ass shaking music. I mean like I'm playing music that may be outdated to them as far as what their idea of ass shaking music is. You know, right now, women rappers are in full fledged. They are taking over. There's so many female rappers right now, and everybody sound like Sexy Red and Cardi B. Everybody. Cardi B might have opened a door that can never be closed. She might have opened Pandora's box. At least with Nicki, there is like, I can understand her rapping. There's not a whole lot of twerking and stuff like that to her music. It's more about the lyrics. She's a lyricist and she has great production. But since Cardi B came out with that first album, since that point and beyond, we've got the Megans, we've got the Cardi B's, we got the Sexy Red, the Glorrillas, the Lottos, all those. When they say I want to hear shake something I can shake my ass to, what are you guys playing? What era of music are you playing? 2000s to 2010 or 2015 and up? Let me see what you guys say in the chat right here. Cause I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. I mean, I keep thinking that's Little John stuff they want to hear. That T-Pain stuff they want to hear. That Yin Yang Twins and that kind of stuff. But that's 2000s, especially if you've asked me to play 2000s. I usually stay in 2000s. But does that mean that they want to hear? They want to hear that new stuff? Is that the time that I should play that new stuff? Because I honestly, I'm going to be 100 transparent with you guys. I don't play none of that shit. I don't play none of it. I don't play not one song. I do not play Glorilla. I do not play Sexy Red. I do not play Lotto. I don't play any of those girls. The closest I'll play is old Cardi B. You know, when the album was actually good Cardi B. But I don't play anything outside of that. I would, if somebody say I want to shake my ass, I'm playing Too Short. I'm playing Yin Yang Twins. I'm playing Lil Jon. I'm playing, the T-Pains. I'm playing, anything that's around that time. Like, it's even hard for me to play some of the songs that actually, say the word twerking it. Like, is she twerking? She twerking? You know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff. Cause I'm like, I don't even know if everybody knows that. I got it on here, but I'm curious to see. Let's take a look at the chat right here. Let's see. Nick Hughes says, depend on the demographic. Last week I had a grandma dancing to City Girls and Sexy Red. I'm sorry, I'm laughing and stuff, man. It's funny when I see old people dancing to that music because it's like I'm probably thinking that they've never in their lifetime heard songs that sound like this, and I mean it's like, shake that ass, watch that. Could you imagine somebody grandma dancing to Sexy Red? Like, Sexy Red got that song, I'm looking for the hoes. I mean, can you imagine somebody dancing to that? Like, that's just crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Let's see. Nick Hughes, for younger black couples, Sexy Red and... Okay, maybe I have to throw in context. Okay, so the majority of my events are Caucasian. I would say 95% of my weddings are Caucasian. For some reason here, I have not tapped in to the black culture of weddings here. I may get one or two black weddings a year. It's like whenever somebody reaches out to me, it's usually not an African-American couple at all. Like I get some mixed couples to where the guy's black and the girl's white, or vice versa, the girl's black and the guy's white. I get those, but I don't get the fully black couple weddings as much as I would like to, because I would like to be, because I think that this is where you play that stuff at. I think that when that our culture is a little bit more accepting of that, they would know it. There's well, let me not just put everybody in the box here. There's a better chance that they would know it. Because that may be currently what they hear. Like I said, female rappers are everywhere. They are all on the scene and stuff here. So I can understand this. But Nick Hughes says, for younger black couples, Sexy Red and Beat King, and for others, demographics, Little John and Juvenile. Yeah, it's almost like I don't want to play Juvenile for some crowds that I do, because I'm like, they know Snoop Dogg better than they know Juvie. It's like that sometimes. Put them on the spot. What do you shake your ass to? Yeah, if they tell me something crazy, that would be interesting. I'm going to play country for twerking. Oh my goodness. What you gonna play? Country Girl Shaking for me? Oh no, Eric Morado. I can't hit him with the WAP. City Girls, I can't do that. Depends on the age of the couple. The age group of my couples are usually 24 to 30. Usually I kind of get that age range. 24 to 30. Just to kind of give you a little bit more context. Sometimes it's 23 and 22, but not likely. 23 is probably the youngest that reaches out, but 23 to 30, that's usually the age range that reaches out to me, if that helps you out. Let's see. Freddie After Dark, you coming to NAM, brother? And actually, I wasn't going to come to NAM. I wanted to go to. Let me see what the name of this thing is, because it's actually on my birthday next year. I wanted to go to this right here. It's called Scam Summer. I wanted to go to Scam Summer. I heard about this, and I wanted to check it out. So I probably won't go to NAM, but my trip to Cali, it's in California, so it says it's in Los Angeles, but it's Scam Summer on the 18th and the 19th. Take a look it up to get more information on it. I am Chase, up to the couple. I asked that in the last call. My last bride, she wanted to get ratchet, and that's what they really wanted. I mean, I get that all the time. I'll get the category. Or, we really want to get loose. Or, oh, that's when I really want to shake my ass. Or, oh, I want to get ratchet. Okay, what does that look like? Like, not show me on the camera. Like, what does that look like as far as audio goes? Who are you listening to? Like, should that be a question? Should you ask that during the Zoom call? Put them on the spot like Romeo Great says, and say, what does that sound like? Who do you listen to when you party like that? Because I'm always, like I said, I'm always thinking early 2000s. That's, my philosophy. Wayne DJ Island Boy says, I will ask what they want and work every year on it until I find what works. I would say 2020 and up. Can't nobody outstank Sexy Red and company. Yeah, true. Oh yeah, I got you, Kevin. Depends on their age. If they are over 40, stay in the 2000s. If they are younger, then drop that new shit. Do you think the new shit will work with 20-year-olds? If I play Glorilla, is that going to work? I know Megan Thee Stallion will, but what Megan Thee Stallion? Her new album, to me, is god-awful. Her original stuff is so much better than her latest stuff. But when I look at the charts on my record pools, I don't even see Megan Thee Stallion name is there. So, like, is her music still resonating with people when it comes to I guess dance. I mean, because Sexy Red, she take over all my record pulls. Anytime I need hip hop trending, Sexy Red name in there. Every single time. So this weekend, I'm gonna try the Sexy Red and Drake. I'm gonna try that because I play it, outside of weddings, but I don't play it for weddings. So I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna let you know next week what that sounded like, how that go. No, I don't ever get requests to go up to that. The most requests that I get for anything that's remotely close to that is Megan Thee Stallion. That's the most. Back that ass up. Excuse me. That's an opportunity and stuff to do. I have won with that before. And then I have bombed with that before. Like, some people don't know that song in reality. Some people just don't know it, or it doesn't hit them the same as it may hit a different age group. Younger crowd won't know who Too Short is. See? Right. They don't even have to know that that's Too Short, right? But I mean, catching that beat, bounce that thing, take it out to the floor. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Ooh. I know I'll be dancing. You guys saw me dancing in the last gig, Lo? What the hell was I thinking? My brain cells die every time I hear Sexy Red. Yep, she makes music for women who make bathtubs look like tea bags. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, okay. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even going there. Nick Hughes, so why don't you play it? Because it depends on the demographic and age. It can get lit. Because Nick, one thing is that, like, when they use my music app, okay, this is a telltale right here. When they use my music app and they have an opportunity to load up songs, they've got like 150 songs they can put on there. Now, they don't have to use all 150 slots, okay? But this just gives me an idea of what they like. So this is their opportunity to put the ass-shaking music in there. This is their chance because you've got just a blank slate. What I see is what they really want, which is, country and some pop. And then when they get to the hip hop, it's all early 2000s. It's the T-Pains, it's the Little Johns. And these are young people. Like, I'll give you for instance. I'm going to look up this weekend. I'm going to look up this couple and I'm just going to tell you what they have in the music slot. Okay. They picked, and I'm just going to go over just a few of these. I'm not going to go over all of these. But they picked 74 songs. They had an opportunity for 150, and they picked 74. It still gives me an idea of what they like. They've got Morgan Wallen on here, Rascal Flatts, Garth Brooks, Jason Aldean. Then some hip hop. They've got A-Ladies, Travis Porter. They've got Crank That, Soulja Boy. They got Best Love Song, T-Pain. Then they've got some more country. Man, I Feel Like a Woman. Then they've got Bitch Better Have My Money by Rihanna. They've got T.I., Whatever You Like. Nicki Minaj, Starships, Doses and Mimosas, Chris Brown, Forever, Flow Rider, Feeling Good, Bedrock, Lollipop, Time of Our Lives, Miss Jackson, Booty Work, Get Low, Bartender, Hotel Room Service, No Hands, Swag Surfing. Okay, so that was their opportunity to tell me if they wanted the Sexy Reds, the Cardi B's, and all that stuff. So if you were given this list like this, why would you take that risk to play that? Because now what I'm thinking is that they don't listen to that because you're giving me songs now that you listen to, songs that you would dance to, songs that you hear on TikTok, songs that you hear on social media, songs that when they come on the radio, because 9 times out of 10, you probably listen to the radio wherever you drive. Songs that you listen to on the radio are 2000 to 2010s. I mean, that's just what they're given. So why would I play Sexy Red at that one? But that's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to figure out, do I take the risk of that? Because I'm all about taking a risk, but I also don't want people looking like this. Or doing this number right here. Or, you know what I'm saying? I haven't had that in a while. I'm almost tempted to give somebody the finger the next time they do that. I can't stand that. You didn't come here to be the DJ. You came here to party. Don't tell me to switch the damn song. Some grandparents grew up listening to Two Live Crew. Yeah, I agree. Sir Mix-a-Lot. That's another one. Okay, that makes sense for your demographic. Yes, I would stick to the early 2000s. Facts. After this Diddy trial, we might not be able to play any hip hop no more. Right? Let me tell you, one of the record pools, I think it was Direct Music Service, they started going back and, or at least one of the curators started putting out original tracks by, Bad Boy at that time, and did it all no Diddy. Just no Diddy in it, which, I had Victory by Notorious Big, and usually Diddy's at the beginning of that. The sun don't shine together, and as long as we here, and all that's gone. Oh, he took all that out. So, I mean, they're doing their due diligence to erase that stain from the hip hop world. Black couple wedding, you'll see it soon, and a gig log. Okay. G Kenny got a gig log coming out here. He's gonna show us how to do it, huh? Do you ever get song requests a lot? I do get song requests, but usually from intoxicated people. So they don't technically really know what they want, and they ask for the most awkward music at the wrong time. But usually when I'm doing a set, I usually don't get a whole lot of requests. I mean, I kind of pride myself on that. So when I see somebody coming up to me, I know that they're going to ask me for something ridiculous, pretty much. Grandma dancing to Hands on Your Knees. Yeah, we're going to figure out. We're going to see if she does. Sexy Red, Glorilla, Ratchet, Nissan, Altima, drive and play music. Wickman, man, you don't like that stuff, do you? That's crazy. Definitely put them on the spot. I need at least 5 artists and stuff I can build off that. Okay, so putting them on the spot. I see. Floor opener, Freddie, if you come to scan, let me know. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll definitely try to do that, Freddie. I'm definitely considering that. All right. So thank y'all for all that here. Now, I see Eric Morado has a question. Let's go ahead and open up some QA here before we get out of here tonight. So I'm going to give you guys just an opportunity to ask some questions, and we'll try to answer them as best we can. Man, this is another great show, man. You guys never disappoint. Oh, my God. Love it. Love you guys come through when you guys come through. All right, Eric Morado has the first question. Just make sure you put hashtag ask in there here. Let's see. Hold on. Nick Hughes has has something here. Here's some advice I give to my couples. If they drink or will be drinking at their wedding, I tell them to get lit at home and then make their playlist for dance music. That's an interesting way to do that. I hate when the drunks request you play a song and walk off and then you play it and they're wasted so they can't return. Oh my God. Y'all are characters, man. Y'all are so crazy. You guys make sure you hit that thumbs up button while you're here. Let's get us to at least 20, 25 likes and stuff while you're here. All right, Eric Morado. Let me first uncover my face because this is another scene. So, of course, this is going to be in the way. Do you use Vibo and is it worth it? Yes, I do use Vibo. Is it worth it? That's totally up to you and your pockets. I cannot tell you if it's worth it for you. I can tell you that my couples love it. I think DJ Mike can attest to that as well because he uses it as well. It is a little pricey, but I will tell you that couples absolutely enjoy it. And you can use it as a write-off for DJ services if you know, want to put it on your taxes as things you use for your company. So you could definitely write it off, but it's worth it. Couples love it. Gives them an opportunity to kind of take the driver's seat a little bit. Takes a little pressure off of you. Oh gosh, there you go. Look at me doing all kind of craziness. All right. Romeo Gray asks, are you still using stems as a part of your wedding sets? Absolutely. I don't know what this whole thing with stems is coming up right now where people are like, oh, don't use stems. Like, man, stems has been amazing for me. I love stems. One thing that stems does that is fantastic that I just love so much is when I used to listen to the radio when I was younger and a DJ would be on there spinning, you know, they always had access to like the acapellas. And so when they were spinning records and then putting layering records on top of each other, I used to be like, well, how you do that? Cause I can't do that. And so as soon as stems came out and gave me the ability to remotely do that, I know it doesn't do it in the cleanest fashion. Because it's think about it. Before stems, where could you get a acapella from? I mean, like for everything you needed, for any song you pull up, like, come on. And I know some of the bigger name DJs and stuff kind of clown stems, but I'm just like, it's just acapella at your fingertips. You know, it's instrumental at your fingertips instead of having to have a whole ass record that has the acapella of it, and then you only play it for a second and you take it off. I mean, I know that's all a part of the big picture for DJing, but they're trying to make DJing fun to do. And not to say that that's not fun, but it's not for everybody. Doing it that way is not for everybody. So DJing is kind of like the cell phone used to be. You know, it used to flip and we used to think that was the shit. You know, you have a flip phone and you dial in that. Now we've literally got a computer in our hands that has no buttons anymore. So yeah, I mean, this technology has grown. It just has. So yes, to answer your question, I do. Chris Senzo, my comment was removed. DJ help desk from help desk. Someone asked what they should do with an old unknown cable. I replied, I don't know, toss it. I also received a lecture to be kind. What are your thoughts? What? Bro, you know what my thoughts are on that? No, I'm not going to do that. My thoughts are people are too sensitive. People way too sensitive. And I think in an attempt to try to weed out some of the bad weeds that come in there, that jump on there and criticize, they think that everything kind of sounds like that. I can't tell you the last time I've been in the help desk. Not to say that I wouldn't use them for anything, but like they're almost trying too hard not to be what's the other one I left? I can't even remember. They're trying really hard not to be the anti version of that. And so they'll get rid of any little thing that looks like it could remotely be disrespect. And it's like people can still have opinions. You just tell them to keep it cordial. But what that statement says to me right there, there's nothing there that would be bad. So you should not have been removed for that. Sorry to hear that. Will you get a wall like CT? No, I won't get a wall like CT. I definitely want to be different in that aspect. Now, if you guys follow me on Twitch, you know that I have a whole nother Twitch setup that doesn't look like this. This is just for this show. You know, I tried to go live from the Twitch setup, but because of how tall my table is, I don't have a way to sit down and talk to you guys. And I don't want to stand and talk to you guys. I would rather sit down and talk to you guys. But my Twitch room looks totally different. So it kind of gives more of like that vibe that kind of like how CT has. But I love his setup. He was one of the first people to have just like a great backdrop. So kudos to him. Vibo is a game changer. All right, James King, what do you use for invoicing? Honeybook. I use Honeybook, and I cannot stress enough how much Honeybook has continued to save my ass, because I've got everything so automated to it's almost like, I'm not doing anything. So I would definitely, I have a link down for Honeybook down below if you would like to try it out if you're not already using it. Honeybook, I think they offer like a year half off, or maybe 6 months half off now for 6 months. But I mean, it's totally worth it to me. I pay for it every single month. And I do not have a problem paying that. I just write it off during tax time, but it is great. You just need to set it up. It is a pain in the ass to set up. If you've never set it up before like that, it could be frustrating. I'm not a computer guy. I didn't know how to do a lot of this stuff. A lot of this computer stuff that I've done now has just been trial and error. But I learned very quickly how to do it. Got it all done. Took me about a week to set it up because, again, I'm coming from zero to learning how to put that together. So I would highly recommend it. Honeybook is my go-to. All right, Kevin Sounds, I just found out about this one recently. Let me tell you, DJ Planning Center, like Vibo, but way more affordable, and it works. There you go. Here's an alternative, guys. Shouts out to Kevin Sounds. He gave you guys an alternative. If you didn't want to try Vibo, it's called DJ Planning Center. Says it's a lot like Vibo. So you guys can take a look at that. Let's go to the next one. I Am Chase says, what camera would you suggest to a beginner gig log creator? I would suggest the now affordable Canon G7X Mark II. I still have that camera. It was the first one that I got that was like a $500 camera. All the cameras I'd ever gotten before were like $200-$300 and below. But it was during its time, of course, it was very popular, but it should be definitely lower in price now. But it's a point and shoot. You could literally put it in your pocket, and I still have it to this day. It started my YouTube channel, and I have since kind of like retired it because I've moved on to the DJI Pocket 3, which I absolutely love. I've been getting all kind of great footage out of that, and people love the way it looks. My latest gig log and the last probably 3 to 4 gig logs were all shot on that Pocket 3. So it's a really, really good camera. But for you, I would say the Canon G7X Mark II would be a great starter camera for you to start putting content out. And you just need an SD card. Excuse me. All right, Daniel Rodriguez. When a couple gives you a song from Vibo, do you create a playlist specifically for them, or do you work your wedding crates and throw them? Kind of both. I kind of curate a list around what they want. Now, the majority of the time, it's like the same thing. So I have I have a 350 song crate that is just kind of like songs that I think will work at about 90% weddings. And then I create another crate of songs that, are on their listing so that I can dive in and out. And then I have a crate for some routines and stuff that I do, just so it's easier to find. And, I've got a good bit of crates, so it's kind of like it just makes sense. It makes it easier for me to find, but usually I'm curating around theirs, but then I'm also creating a folder for songs that they they may particularly like, or songs that they may say in our meeting that they like. Wickman, for your ceremonies, do you prefer using a handheld mic or lapel mic or on body packs? If lapel mic, what is your approach for getting the best sound? Okay. So this is a DJ mic question. I mean, a DJ mic helper tool here. I prefer lapels. I think it's out of the way. I think you don't pick up any sound that you don't want to hear. Because Mike has taught me how to take the bass and stuff out of the lapel so that wind and like movement like this, movement like that is gone. You know, it takes all of that away. So I think it sounds the best with the lapel. I think up north in the northeast of the country, they use handheld mics. I don't know how they get away with that. Also for pictures, I don't want a mic stand in the way or somebody holding a microphone. I think lapel looks great on a jacket, and don't do it like me where I used to do. I used to put it on their ties, put it on their jacket, preferably the side without the boutonniere on it, just as a pro tip. You got a lecture an hour. CT has the best backdrop because of Solstice. Yeah, Solstice, you did. If you guys don't know, Solstice definitely has a connector where he can get signs and stuff made for you. If you want a sign with your name, a neon sign made with your name and different fonts and all that stuff, reach out to DJ Solstice. He'll give you a price and tell you exactly how much it costs, and then you can go through him and he'll put you on. Yeah, definitely, James King. Take a look at Honeybook. I mean, I think you get a 7-day trial. So if you use my link down below, I think you get a 7-day trial. You can just look at it there. Then I don't think it costs you anything. And then after that, you got to make a decision. And if you decide to go through me, just use my code and you'll get half off for the first 6 months, which I believe would make you $20 because it's $40 a month. Look at Solstice. Solstice trying to advertise on here, guys. He talking about when you get into Twisted Transitions neon sign. I don't want one. I don't want a twisted transition sign. I think getting that little image made, is quite enough. Where is it? Do I have it right here? No, I don't have it on here. But this image right here, that little twisted transition right there. Yeah, I think that'll be enough for this show. All right, Eric Morado, when are you getting Solstice and Rachel on the live to hash things out? I'll be the moderator for that. Because I know Solstice will do it. I just don't think that. Rachel probably will do it, but I'll definitely have to be the moderator for that. I don't know. That would be some must-see TV right there, right? DJ K, I'm looking into dumping the tripod speaker stands and go with the gravity speaker stand types of deal. Any recommendations? I've heard a few people give their thoughts on that here recently, but I've always done the gravity stands. I just think that, they were one of the first companies to do that. But there are some other companies out there. I think Rockville does one. And they're probably cheaper. I would definitely look on iDJ Now or look at NLFX and see if they've got a different brand. Those are only two brands that I can think of off the top of my head. And the Gravity comes in black and white, and the Rockville, I think, comes in black and white as well. But yeah, definitely check those out and see. But that switch, I'm not a fan of speakers on the pole. But, if that's your cup of tea and you think it looks better, by all means. All right, let's see. Wigman, do you have a Vibro integrated with Honeybook since they both have similar tasks for clients? No, I don't. I've tried to see if I can get it integrated. I can't. I've even tried to get some YouTube videos into Honeybook as just like a source or a link. And I've still yet to figure that out. Not to say that it doesn't do it. I just can't figure it out. There's so much more that you could do that I'm probably not even utilizing with Honeybook, but just the bare minimum that I have on there is so adequate for couples. I mean, I only get a few couples that are just like, what do I do? But I mean, for the most part, couples, they know exactly how to go through it. It walks them right through it. Fantastic. Kevin Sow's longest dance set you've done. 4 hours. As far as wedding, I've done 4. No, I take that back. Because when I did that one that was in Georgia, those people, I swear to God, if that man didn't run out of money, I'd probably still be paying. Probably still be playing right now. I had done a 3-hour set, and this guy who was intoxicated pulls out this fist of money. He's like, how much does it take to stay over? I'm like, man, I got a hotel room and all that. I got my son with me. Like, I'm just trying to get back to the room, bro. Like, really, he was like, here, man, $200 if you keep playing. So I played another hour. Now we're talking 4 hours. And I'm like, all right, let's shut it down. He's like, hey, man, how can we do another hour? He gave me another $200. And I was like, all right, I played another hour. Then my son comes to me. He's like, Dad, I am so ready to go to bed. I was like, I am too, son. But they paying me $200 a pop here. Let's see when this stops. And when it was after the second extension, I was like, all right, it's time to go ahead and go. And when he was about to come do it again, he didn't have $200. He had like $120. And I was like, oh, so sorry. I was like, so sorry. It's all good. We'll time to go ahead and pack it up. And everybody was like, oh, thank God, yes. And it wasn't like I was playing bad music. Man, them people were dancing all night long. I was throwing on some bullshit. That was like 5 hours. So it was like 5 hours. $16 a month. Oh, wait, that's not me. You guys are talking in the chat. All right. A couple more here, and then we get out of here. By the way, hip hop looks like they are leading. I'm gonna go ahead and close that out. They only won by a little bit, though, to be honest with you. 47%. Let's see if I can put the polls up. You guys should see the results in the chat right there. 30 people voted. 46%. Lowest one was pop. I'll change it later. To a different. I'll change next time. I'll change it. Eric Morado asks, so are your sheds wash lights your go-to lights instead of the wash FX? Yes. Now, me and DJ Mike have talked about this. He still currently uses the wash FX, and I have moved to the shed wash movers. I like the movers in the room better now than I do the wash FX that are just static or, just stationary. And that's why I want to add 2 more wash movers to the outsides. I wanted to try and add a little something extra on top of that, just to kind of have movers going everywhere, but different directions. Like, I just envisioned that would look good. And so I'm in the process of probably trying to add that to the setup. But the wash effects, I only use them for smaller events now, stuff that's more like party. I don't use them for weddings. So now I only use movers for weddings. Good question. Right. Kevin Sounds. Look, I would have kept going for $200 an hour too. Right. That's what I kept doing. I was like, son, just go sleep in the car, bro. I got you. Just sleep in the car. And I was on a generator. That was crazy too. All right, guys. Well, look, another great week, man. I really appreciate you guys kicking it with me and you coming out here and showing some love. Let me just give you a couple of household things here. If you have not done so, make sure you follow me on Twitch, as we will be doing some more live streams here in the future. I don't know if I'm going to be on Twitch tomorrow. Every time I tell you guys I'm going to be on Twitch, I swear something comes up every single time. Every single time. Like I'm like ready to go up there and start DJing and something comes up. So that's why I have something coming out tomorrow on YouTube. So definitely check it out. You'll see it. If you got your notifications turned on, make sure they are, so that you can get a notification that shows you exactly what I have coming on live tomorrow. So definitely check that out for tomorrow, and make sure you follow me on Twitch, as well as make sure that you are following me on IG, so you can keep up with all the latest stuff that is me. Everything that I will be talking about as far as the wedding that I have this Saturday will be on IG. So if you don't currently follow me, make sure that you are following me on IG to keep up with all the latest stuff that is myself. And lastly, make sure you follow me on Mixcloud. I just put up a mix today, and I've got a workout mix on there. I've got all kind of other mixes that you guys can listen to and rock out to. It doesn't cost you anything to go to Mixcloud. It is free to go to Mixcloud and use it for whatever. If you just got to fix a light, or you got to clean up your crib, or you're building something, or you're trying to set up your setup and you just want some music to listen to, check out my Mixcloud. I've got some great stuff there for you. I've got a little something for just about every type of music that you want to hear. So definitely check those out, especially that workout mix. I used it twice this week, and it literally gets me through a workout. I love it. Absolutely love it. So definitely check out Mixcloud, and we will be back next week at 7 p.m. EST right here on Twisted Transitions. I really appreciate you guys. If you'll hit the thumbs up before you leave, that would be fantastic. How many thumbs up we got? 14. Let's see if we can get it to 20 before the scene actually turns off here. Thank you guys so much for all you do. We'll see you next week. And if you have a gig this weekend, please absolutely crush it, because I know I'm going to. All right, guys, make sure you live in the strive, not to survive. We'll see you again next week. Enjoy your evening, and I hope the Cowboys lose.